So, I heard the unfortunate news that we recorded our first COVID-19 death. The Ministry of Health announced this yesterday afternoon. It's a 79-year-old man from Clarendon. I'm told that he died at 3 p.m. At the isolation facility at the Mandeville Regional Hospital after his condition started to deteriorate. He was being prepared to be transferred to the University Hospital West Indies for intensive care when he passed. He had diabetes, hypertension, and had returned from New York. And he tested positive apparently yesterday. He presented at the Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon with symptoms on March 16, we're told. Quite unfortunate. They have not released his name, but condolences to the family. I was reading somewhere that it says, well, the headline on the front page says 79-year-old man from New York wanted to be buried in Jamaica. But again, because he's an older person, because he had pre-existing conditions, that's going to be difficult. We were talking here yesterday about the cases in Italy, and they said something like 265 died in one single day. But again, we keep saying an aging population. So because he had other problems, diabetes and hypertension, it was going to be difficult for the gentleman. So again, condolences to his family. And we hope and pray that the rest of the family, everyone else, is safe, because I think a number of them came down also with him. If they failed to declare, then they would have committed a breach, and to the extent that we're aware of that, then we will take whatever actions. So said the Honourable Minister of Health. This is coming out of a story that says there are probing reports that an entertainer came in and failed to declare that he visited a COVID-19 country. Dr. Tufton made the declaration at a press conference yesterday. The date of the entertainer's return has not been provided, but in a voice note, a person purported to be an immigration officer said he did not declare to her that he visited Germany. This is one of the countries from which travel to Jamaica has been restricted. As a result, only Jamaicans will be granted landing, but since Monday, the Prime Minister said people traveling from restricted countries must go into a 14-day quarantine. Dr. Tufton said the breach of not reporting where you went is a serious offense. They say if they failed to declare, as I said earlier, they would have committed a breach, and to the extent that they're aware of that, again, they could take actions. He said that it is important that the quarantine order be observed because any breach could undermine Jamaica's efforts to contain COVID-19. And the final one, as we stay with this incredible virus, Jamaica and Cuba apparently will hold discussions about an antiviral drug, said the Honourable Minister. It's a drug called interferon alpha 2B, which is said to be among medications being tried in the fight against the COVID-19. So Dr. Tufton said Cuba and Jamaica enjoy very positive relations, and we are expecting a number of nurses to bolster our public health response based on the long tradition of working together. To the extent that there is a new pharmaceutical response to COVID-19, we will be very interested to learn more about that, and so the conversation will continue in that regard. Now, I heard the leader of the opposition during his budget presentation on Tuesday, Dr. Phillips, said he had contacted the government of Cuba in relation to assistance in the form of drugs, and added that he had written to our Prime Minister. However, Dr. Tufton advised that the country's medical team will first have to get the drug vetted by the Standards Agency before it is registered for use and made available to the Jamaica public. He says he's had discussions with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade to inquire about the drug, and to the extent that the drug represents a promise that has been placed in the public domain, we will certainly investigate and determine how best to use it. According to reports, the Cuban antiviral drug, which is said to be one of several being used by the Chinese to fight the virus, has proven effective for viruses with characteristics similar to those of COVID-19. And I read either yesterday or the day before in the United States that the have tested a vaccine. Obviously with someone who does not have the virus, but I think they have to wait for about a month or so to see if it does work. I'm not certain because I'm not a medical person, really not certain. But again, I've been repeating myself, but what we've been asked to do, we should have been doing for a long time.